Alright, so there's going to be the event coming out soon, so I'm not going to make this intro too long. The video is already going to be really long enough, as you probably already see, but this is basically what happened in the event, and yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome. I'm very happy to have you all here. I'm joined by Get, Tampered, JM, and Wishtap here, and we'll be presenting the Driving VFX SFX update. Tampered here will be sharing his screen, and then we're gonna give you guys a little surprise at the end. Some of you in chat already know, and those who don't will be very happy. So let's get into it. Tampered here is gonna present the feature.
Alrighty, we ready to go?
We're ready to go.
Let's do it. I'll screen share here in just a second. So this is the build of Driving VFX currently. It is pretty far along, so we will kind of jump right into things and go down kind of the list of what we've added. So first off, what you'll probably see is when you're driving around. Here, I can turn on the audio. Let me know if it's too quiet, anybody. When you're driving around in-game, you'll notice that there are some camera movements that have been added. Your camera will shake, for example, when you get in high speeds, or when you're moving fast. You'll see things like speed lines start to appear around you. There's many kind of like subtle camera movements that happen. You can drift and notice, I imagine if you watched ABC's video, you'll notice that there are camera rolls that happen. Your camera will physically roll to the left and right when you're drifting now. It should be much more impactful. You'll notice it when you get access to the game. Let's see. There's completely revamped smoke when you're doing burnouts, etc. It should look much more volumetric, much more realistic now. Let's see. I'm just gonna start shotgunning these. Yeah. We've revamped things like tire tracks. A lot of the small details to just look a lot nicer for players. There is motion blur when you get going really fast. I'll see if I can trigger it here. You'll notice that the lines in the distance will start to fade. Things will get a little bit blurry. Oh. If you haven't noticed yet as well, there are sounds that trigger if you have the stream audio on. Anytime you go past like a street lamp or anything like that, going fast speeds, you'll notice an actual whoosh sound, just like you would in real life. That should hopefully make things a little more realistic.
Sorry to interrupt here. We should show them the brakes heating up.
Oh, absolutely. A long-time player-requested feature is brake disc heating. You'll start to notice if I just hold down on this handbrake here and try not to lose complete control of the car, my rear brake discs will actually heat up quite significantly. They'll start smoking. If I start braking hard, you can see the front brake discs. They'll of course start going. It's hard to make here. Let me try to get going real fast, and we'll get them heated up. There we go. But you can see driving in game should just be a lot more satisfying now. If you notice that there's also collision sounds and VFX that happen now, you might have noticed a little teaser for that got put in the game with NASCAR. This is much kind of fleshed out, and it feels better now. So, if I brake hard here, you can see
there it is.
Brake discs. It should feel decently realistic. Let's see, what else is
reverse.
Oh yeah. When you're reversing now, as part of the character additions, you'll see that. Oh, here 1 second. You'll see that you'll actually look behind you in the car instead of just going straight ahead non-stop. Here, let me respawn my character.
Someone mentioned the hand on the window.
Yep, hand on the window. I'll get to that in just a moment. But nice. You'll see, not only does your character actively reverse and look behind you when you're reversing, as it should now, we have a really neat thing that I've added recently. For you and any of your passengers in your vehicle, we have something called inverse kinematics, which is a really fancy word for dynamic animations. So now when you turn the wheel, your hands will actually follow the wheel instead of just, nudging left and right. When you reverse, your hands will actively reverse with it. For example, when you turn really hard, your character will physically turn with the vehicle. So if I'm drifting around here, you'll see I actually grab the window to try and hang on to the vehicle, and everything. It just feels realistic for the character. Along with that, go through here and grab Breno, just kind of abduct him. You'll notice he follows everything as well. All of the little animations, all of the character animations, everything like that. And it all applies to everybody, right? Your character will grab the window when you, for example, start drifting and things like that. I saw somebody put in the chat what I was just about to get to. Did you fix the legs sticking through the ground? I have big news. No more legs sticking through the ground of your vehicle. You won't clip through anymore. If I go into free cam here, you'll see not only are our legs dynamically fitted to the vehicle seats now, so your characters won't just clip through. Your character actually sits in the seat, so there's no more kind of floating above the seat in game, anything like that. And that should hopefully, if you've noticed, our heads here don't exactly clip out of the top of the vehicle anymore. It won't completely eliminate it, especially for large avatars and things like that. But there should be a lot less heads clipping through ceilings or arms clipping through the sides of your vehicles anymore, things like that. It should just give a little bit more immersion to the gameplay. Let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah, there's also been a complete overhaul to destructible objects in games. So if I go and ram this down, you'll notice there's a screen shake, there's some more feedback with it, and it just kind of generally feels better. Along with that, for our console users, our mobile users in games, something big that's been requested is haptic feedback, and we're very proud to announce with this update that full haptic support has been added to the game. Your controllers will vibrate when you're drifting very hard, when your gear changes, you'll feel it physically now, and all of this happens on phones as well, whenever you need it to happen, whenever it feels like it should happen, it will happen. So, there's that. It was a big community ask, and we made it happen. For anybody who doesn't exactly know what haptics mean, haptics are just the vibrations on your controller or something like your phone whenever you ram into something in game, for example. Let's see. What else is there?
Do you want to get into the questions?
Sure thing. We can get into the questions.
Okay, so we're gonna do first some content creator questions, and then we're gonna get into all the ask questions. So if the content creators could raise their hand, please, and we'll get you guys in here.
Something fun.
Hey, ABC's here. Welcome. Okay, so go ahead, ask your question.
I don't know if you're allowed to answer this. I feel like the main big question: when are we gonna see this in game? Is there a date? Is there a time?
So we cannot give exact dates in terms of when this will be available in game, but sometime maybe in the next few weeks, I'd say.
Yeah, because after, well, we'll reveal what. Actually, we can say it now. Tampered. What are we doing after this stage?
Yeah, so after this stage, you'll see a few people in game right now. We're revealing the first ever public test server for Driving Empire. So pretty soon, you'll be able to join this feature in its complete testing state. Now, very big emphasis on testing. You'll see there are still some bugs here, like my hand always grabbing the window, but you will be able to join as a player and give direct feedback for us to improve the feature and make it better and fix any bugs that might not be caught before the feature goes out live. So you'll be able to properly kind of get your hands on a feature before we released it, and be the players who give us feedback, and really be the players who shape the feature as it comes out.
You want to show them the menu as well with the
So we have a PTS menu, and whenever you join the PTS server, you'll be able to see it. There will be an onboarding that you can take a look at, but there's a... Let me respawn myself. There's a bunch of teleports. There's respawning, wiping your data. You can do things like give yourself infinite cash to test all of the cars, everything you'd like there. And then most importantly, we have forums to give feedback directly to developers whenever you need in-game, as well as to report bugs as they come up if you see them in-game.
So yeah, basically
Now-
we're gonna be... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I will very specifically say, a lot of people are saying I'm going to be rich. Your data in the PTS server does not carry over from live. I'll specify that. So if you, for example, want to cheat and give yourself infinite cash, that's fine in the PTS server, but you won't have it. You won't have $1 trillion in live.
Yeah, so
And-
with that... Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Yeah. And another note on that, there might be a couple of wipes here and there, like your account might be wiped here, specifically on the PTS, not the real account, when we need to update, when we want to retest like from scratch, stuff like that. So don't get too attached to your account on this realm. It's made for testing purposes only.
Yep. And the big announcement, as WishTap already mentioned in the chat, is that the PTS server right after this stage is going to go live, and all of you will have access to it.
Yeah, so ABC, going back to your question, with that said, after this we're gonna reveal the feedback and bugs, and then we're gonna start actioning on them. And after that, you can expect the feature in the upcoming weeks.
It's not going to take more than 1 month. So, like, it's going to be basically like whatever feedbacks that you guys provide to us, we're going to be tackling those feedbacks, and after that, fixing bugs, and after that, releasing. That's it.
Awesome. Nice. Thank you, ABC. Do you have any other questions? Okay, King Wood here. I think you also wanted to ask a question. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Perfect.
All right. So, question I wanted to ask is there like a setting to like turn some of those things off? So, like, let's say someone doesn't want like certain sounds, maybe they can turn that off and stuff. So, like, is there going to be something like that, or are you planning on adding that in the future, or there won't be at all? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's my
So
question.
if you see my screen in game at the moment, under the audio section, every single thing we've added here for in terms of sounds has a toggle, so that whether you want them to happen or not, you can turn them off. All of our like revamped collision VFX, the haptic feedback, the brake disc heating, along with every single bit of the dynamic animations for the character, is all completely toggleable to your liking. So you could practically disable all of this feature if you really wanted to in game.
Okay, so that is perfect. And another thing I wanted to ask is, will you guys ever add like something that Forza Horizon does, like when it's raining, like you'll see the rain drops on your screen and stuff? Like, will you
We're
guys
not
ever add
completely
that?
against it. We're certainly not against it by any means.
It just
Yeah, it
wouldn't fall
sounds
under driving.
very interesting.
It wouldn't fall
Add
under.
Add it to the feedback, and
Yeah.
you know, you might
Yeah,
tackle
alright.
it or add it down the roadmap.
All right, that's all my questions.
Thank you so much for the questions.
All right.
If there's okay, we're gonna move on to the
I think
Stage
Dama
question.
is also here.
Dema. Do you want to ask any questions?
Yeah, I got one question. This question was
Oh.
asked by Hydra. And what happens to like the hand animations if you have like a convertible car? So like let's say the hand animation is up on the window or something, and then you open up the roof, like what happens to that?
That's a great question. Currently, I don't think we take that into account.
Yeah.
So we'll need to.
Oh yeah, there's some
we might need to
feedback.
revisit some stuff.
Yeah.
We'll take a
Well,
look at that.
That's why
Alright,
we
cool.
want to hear from you guys first, because you guys catch these bugs and all.
Exactly.
Great
When the players,
consideration.
when the
Yeah.
players get in game, you guys can see all of the small details and things like that we might have missed going through the features, and we can make it all the more better because of that.
But by the way,
cool.
someone mentioned in chat we're 4 members away from 200k members in the server. That's pretty awesome. Just
Very
wanted to point that
nice.
out. Okay, if no other content creator has any questions, we're gonna move on to the stage questions. So let's go through them. We'll read some out loud. Some of the most, the common ones. First of all, will there be motion blur for wheels?
Not quite yet. We did look into this specifically, and we're looking at possibly working some stuff out and making something like that. But at the moment, there has not been motion blur implemented for them.
Awesome. Someone else asked if there's gonna be sounds, for example, unique to vehicles. So, for example, honking sounds or indicator sounds specific to each vehicle.
That would definitely be a feat to take on for all of the vehicles already existing in game. For future vehicles, it's a possibility. I don't want to promise anything regarding that, but sounds are definitely something we're taking a look at generally in game to improve, for sure.
Awesome. Someone else asked, will the camera movements have the same effect in first person?
Yes, so a lot of the camera movements in first person, as you can see in my screen, they exist still. They're a little dampened down so that people don't get quite as motion sick. But camera movements like the drifting, turning your camera, being able to see the camera shake, all of that does exist in first person. And of course, if you don't like it, it's all toggleable too. So you're not stuck with this if this isn't something you'd like.
Awesome. Thank you, Tampered. Next question is asking here, have you considered turbo/supercharger SFX? That's highly requested.
Turbo supercharger SFX, it hasn't been on our radar quite yet, but some more information would be great regarding like exactly what that entails, and we'd be very interested in getting feedback regarding that.
Yeah, just on that, like if you guys have any feedback and ideas, try to add references from either other games or YouTube videos or whatever, and show us exactly what you want, and we'll see if we can make it happen.
For sure. If you guys do that, just please do it in the suggestions forms, and that'll directly get to us. Someone's asking here, what if you're reversing in a car that doesn't have a rear view glass?
Well, I suppose your character might get a face full of seat at the moment, but I imagine that might be still better than the old behavior where you just kind of looked straight forward.
Awesome, yeah. Someone's asking here, so with the feature where the character puts their arm at the window, will the windows have a rolling down and up animation? And if so, will there be more hand placements on the window?
Not at the moment, no. So the hand is, if I can get going fast enough, it goes on the window, yes, but it does not exactly roll the window up. Oof. It does not exactly roll the window up as you put your hand on it. It's more meant to simulate the panic handles that you can grab in an actual car. For a good name for that, the little kind of oh crap handles that people like to call them a lot, that are on the sides of the windows, not exactly grabbing the window itself.
Sounds good, thank you. Moving on to the next question here. What will happen if some vehicles have, the driver's seat in the middle, like the McLaren F1?
Oh boy.
Will it have
the driver's seat in the middle, you will just not grab any handles when that happens.
Maybe grab on the roof.
So, yeah, your character will simply not grab anything at the moment if that happens. If you're in the center of the car.
Awesome. Someone here is asking, will these car sound SFX be revamped?
Eventually, I can probably imagine it will, but at the moment, not in this specific build, no.
Like you said earlier, it's a huge endeavor, and we have to work with brands as well to get the proper sounds, but it is something we want to do.
Awesome. Thank you, JM. Angry Bird here is asking, Do the bikes get better animations as well?
Bikes. So at this point in time, in this state, not in this build, unfortunately. In driving VFX, I plan to add some of the dynamic animations to things like bikes and other vehicle types, but cars are the main focus at this moment. So to answer your question specifically, no, not in this build. Maybe before driving VFX releases. I can't promise anything though.
So
Yeah,
just go ahead.
Yeah, but things outside of like the character movement, so like the camera rolling and the wind lines and everything will be available
yes.
for all vehicles. Yeah.
Yep, every vehicle will be able to use things like the camera shake and speed lines, etc. For sure.
Thank you. Let me scroll up again. Someone's asking if we tampered with the boat, or the boat collisions.
Boat collisions? Not yet. No, we have not.
Okay, thank you. Someone else here is asking if we can get dedicated camera views, for example, hood camera or dash camera.
I love the idea. The issue is that we're running short on keybinds, so we'll just need to make some kind of menu in game for that. That might take a little while. So not with driving VFX, unfortunately, but it's definitely something that has been on our radar for some kind of update in the future. So it's on our minds. Don't worry.
Can we add windshield wipers moving?
That would be an amazing effect and very hard to add to every existing car. I can't say that you'll probably get that in the near future. It's not an impossibility though.
Thank you. Let me see. I think that's all for the questions regarding drawing VFX and SFX. We should now post the announcement with the server link, I think. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds good with me.
Okay.
Let me...
Should get into that. Well, guys, as Tempered mentioned here, when you go in the game, you have a menu and you can choose between a bug report form. Could you show it there, Tempered?
Let me rejoin real quick because I think I broke my form somehow, and I will show it.
Someone here is asking for a gear shift animations.
Gear shift animations? I wanted to add it so badly, but the issue is that gear shifts are different on every car, and we don't really have a fantastic way to add that at the moment. So probably not with this update, maybe in the future.
Okay, could you pull up the menu? Thank you. So you guys will have two menus here. You have feedback, and you have bug reports. And yeah, just have to fill in the information, and we'll then take a look at them. We really appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, your feedback is super, super important to us. Please make sure to give it and explain what you like, what you don't like about the update. And same with the bug reports. If you run into a bug, absolutely feel free to let us know.
Yep. And the more details, the better, right? If you just say, yeah, this is cool or this is bad, it's cool, but we don't get more, or we don't know exactly what's bothering you or what we can change, right? So add details, be specific, and there's a higher chance that we'll fix what's bothering you.
Yep.
So that will be pretty much it from us. We will leave you guys with the announcement and the test plays really soon, right after this stage. Does anyone else want to say something?
Yeah, just really quick. Same with bug reports. Like when you're submitting these bug reports, please try and put as much information as you can, not just, oh, this is broken. Because we don't have an easy way to share sort of photos and videos on the forms, your descriptions are going to be really crucial to me sort of replicating your bugs and hopefully getting them fixed. So just as much information as you can put is ideal.
Yep, the more the merrier. Don't worry about overtyping. Don't worry about like being annoying with anything like that. Your information helps us a ton, and anything you say, any little tidbit is absolutely beneficial.
Awesome. Thank you. So I think that's pretty much it for us. Thank you everyone for joining. We really appreciate you being here, and we really appreciate you guys and for taking the time to test this new feature. You can expect this to roll out in the upcoming weeks. We don't have any specific date because we have to action on the feedback, and then we have to test everything to make sure it's all polished and ready. But yeah, thank you everyone, and huge thank you for joining.
That is the stage event over. They do have a playtest for this, as they said. I will have that in the comments. What has happened to my arms? Things happened. Anyway, I'm gonna make a video like separately about like the actual playtest, me playtesting things, because this video is already long enough. But yeah, there is literally everything. That's the whole like session. I think this is really cool, and the fact they're doing a playtest for this, because there are a few bugs that still need to be fixed. So yeah, but that is the whole like thing. We don't know when this is coming out, as they said, but very cool features. I'm very excited for when this is going to be released. Know what you think about all these features coming, and yeah, I'll have a video out tomorrow or something about playtesting, like actually going through these myself. Have a good day.